Hello, good morning. We are here to talk about something very important for the ancient India, that is for the prelims examination. And myself, K. Sivesh, and welcome to Sriram's IS. So let's proceed with some highlights of the ancient India for prelims examination. Normally, out of the average 18 to 20 questions asked in examination, we have sometimes 3-4 questions also from ancient India particular this segment. 3-4 questions at least, or sometimes we have a 2 also. So therefore, we need to take some topics in our command, like Indus Valley Civilization. Suppose we take the topic Indus Valley Civilization. The uniformity of town planning is a very important issue. Uniformity of the town planning. In entire Indus Valley Civilization, the spread around 1.3 million square kilometer areas, you will find there are some structural similarity. The structural similarity that in terms of town planning. This is suppose this is the landscape anywhere. And normally this is the place where we coin citadel. West side is a citadel. And here in the east side, this is lower town. Lower town. So citadel and lower town. Citadel is slightly raised from the ground and it's fortified. Fortified. There is an entrance gate, obviously. There would be entrance gate here. This is a fortified area and there is an entrance gate. Entrance gate. Broadly, this is the division. But when you go inside the city, you'll find that the roads crossing each other at right angle. Right angle. So this is called grid pattern. Grid pattern of town planning is a very modern town planning. Even if you can see from above, any city is having a very crisscross structure. So this is called grid pattern of town planning, which is very unique in the Harappan civilization and which is a very unique feature of the modern days town planning as well. Secondly, both mud bricks or sun-dried bricks used for construction of building, stones and woods. These are the finely developed material was used, grid pattern. It was said that the doors and windows do not open on the main road. So doors and windows do not open on the main road, simply other side of the road. Maybe because the noise pollution, because of the heavy trafficking of the bullock cart. So doors and windows do not open on the main road. but on the other sides of the road. Then drainage system was unique achievement of Harappan civilization. Drainage system was unique achievement of Harappan civilization. We don't find such an excellent drainage system in any contemporary civilization. In Mesopotamia or Egypt, Sumeria, anywhere, we do not find so much of the excellent drainage system that we find in the Harappan civilization. And at the same time, drains, suppose this is a drain, it is covered with the slab, Drains was covered with the slab. Drains was covered with the slab. So slab was put on the drains and it was connected with the soaking pits. So they had a very developed, excellent civic sense. Drains was connected with the slabs, connected with the soaking pits and covered with the slabs. But the major drawback of Harappan drainage system was that they construct the drinking well besides the soaking pits. Just besides the soaking pits, they construct the drinking well, and obviously there was a chances of contamination of water. Therefore, the Harappans had suffered from many waterborne diseases. Because this is the excellent drainage system, but Harappans, they had suffered from the many waterborne diseases. So Mohenjo-daro had an excellent drainage system. And then we have Dholabira. From Dholabira, we have found the reservoir also. Reservoir of waters. That is how they maintain the stock of the water. So Mohenjo-daro and Dholabira. Drainage system was excellent achievement of the Harappans. There was soaking pits, and then soaking pits was connected to drinking well. From inside means this is a drawbacks. So soaking pits somehow under the ground, it was got mixed with the drinking well, and they were not aware about such phenomena. So therefore, it had created some hazards in the waterborne diseases. So Dholabira, we have a reservoir. So I told you that doors and windows do not open on the main road, but Gujaratis, they normally save the time, because the way that they will come to the road by taking a round of the colony. So that is how they can not afford to lose the trade. So Lothal and Rangpur, these are the places where we can see the doors and windows always open on the main road. It's always open on the main road, doors and windows. So Gujarat is the exception of this construction. So this type of the small things you can have in the prelims examination. Okay. Then next is, suppose we have the art and craft. They can have questions on art and craft as well. So art and craft, you will find they mainly prioritize the two types of the arts, the stone art and the metal art. These two main source of craft is stone craft and metal craft. Stone craft, we have red sandstone, and here we have steatite. Steatite. Red sandstone. So, red sandstone we have found a torso from Harappa, from the city Harappa, which sometimes historians try to associate this torso, male torso, that is from west, above west, without head. So, this is something like Adi Jina. So, Jain religion is not older than any other religious cult. So, Adi Jina, and the name of the Rishabh is also mentioned in the Rig Veda, the first Jaina Tirthankar. So, therefore, the Gnostic religion, in the series of the Gnostic religion, when the Vedic religion had started, parallel to that there was a Jaina and Buddha both. So, it is not older in any sense, but basically parallel to all heterodox sects. So, a statue of Adi Jina, you can see torso, the red sandstone torso from Harappa. Then steatite. Steatite mostly used to make this statue, and steatite is a soft stone. Soft stone which could be cut by the knife. Which could be cut by the knife very easily, soft stone. So, we have many statues made up of steatite. One of the excellent output of this steatite is that the statue of a priest. From Mohenjo-daro, we have the statue of the priest. This priest is a very fashionable priest. You can see in your NCERT or anywhere other books, a statue of the priest is very fashionable, upper lip shaped, well trimmed beard, then armlets and shawl crossing the shoulders. So, priest from Mohenjo-daro. So, one shoulder to backyard of the shoulder. So, that is how beautifully this priest was presented, very fashionable priest. So, a statue of a priest from Mohenjo-daro. Then silks was also used for trade or the religious icon or trade, religious icon or order of the state. There are many fundamentals to use as a silks, and silks was also made up of steatite. We have found many Harappan silks in Mesopotamia and many Mesopotamian silks in Harappa, and that shows how excellent contribution of the trading interaction was. So, many Harappan silks found from Mesopotamia and many Harappan silks found from Harappa. So, this was a very excellent output in terms of Harappan art and craft. So, silks was the best specimen of Harappan art, best specimen of Harappan art. Many religious cult of the Harappans we can find from the seal. For example, we have a Pashupati seal. Saptamatrika seal. Seals related to fertility cult, earth worship. Fertility cult means earth worship. Right, and at the same time, the maximum seal, the majority of seal is unicorn bull. unicorn bull is the majority, maximum, the best presentation is that in the form of unicorn bull. It's not like that only Harappans were using the seals, but even the Mesopotamians and other civilizations were very good in using the seals. For example, Harappan seals are mostly like a square, rectangular, and then we have a circular, triangular. These are the design of the seals of the Harappans. But in Mesopotamia, we have cylindrical seals. Cylindrical seals means you have to roll the entire cylinder and thereafter the impression comes out. So this type of the expression is there in the Mesopotamian seals. So Mesopotamia, this is the cylindrical seals. Cylindrical seals. So art and craft is a very important descriptions of the Harappans, and this is a stone craft. Likewise, we have the metal craft as well. Harappans were excellent in engineering. The metal craft, like they use copper in plenty. They were the first in the world to make the bronze. Copper and tin was mixed to make the bronze. So they were the first in the world to make the bronze. Copper plus tin. To make the bronze. Okay, this is a metal craft. Metal craft. And we have found a plenty of the crafts made up of bronze, like a dancing girl, a statue of a dancing girl from Mohenjo-daro. Some was exceptionally designed. Then bronze bull from Harappa. This is a fantastic expression of the metal craft. So they use lost wax technique. Lost wax technique. What is a lost wax technique? They construct a beautiful design made up of wax, and then the metal cover was put into this, and then wax was molded and it comes out from there, and then molten metal was put, and then the cover was broken, and then we can get this is called lost wax technique. So these are the examples will be there in the options will be there in your prelims examination, in your question. So this is called lost wax technique. So metal craft as a very specialized achievement of the Harappans. It was unparalleled because no other contemporary civilization were using the bronze. They were simply using the copper, tin and other individual metals. They don't have technique to make the alloy. Okay. Then Harappans were first in the world to use silver as a metal. Before it was used in any parts of the world. So silver as a metal. Before it was used in many parts of the world. So they found that silver is a metal, and they were using gold and other things also. Beads making is a very important achievement of the Harappans. Beads making. Beads now these days back in fashion. So beads made up of stones. Mainly, they use black and white beads. So, black beads was made up of carnelian. Carnelian is a black beads and white is made up of cell. So, carnelian is a black beads and cell. So, carnelian is a basically an astrological stone of black color and white, that is C cell available there. So, beads made up of stones, it is of black and white color, and that cells was very importantly discussed. It was exported to Mesopotamia. So, we have beads making factory from Lothal, Chanhodro and Balakot. Lothal, Chanhodro and Balakot. So, how to summarize your fact? So, many facts you can remember if you adopt the technique like this and you keep on pointing on your notes, then easily you can find this. Suppose if you talk about the city Lothal, other than the where it is located and what is this city Lothal, there is no such division as called the citadel and the lower town. There is a single city on the bank of the river Bhogba, and it was connected to the Arabian Sea. So, this Lothal city was connected to the Arabian Sea. This is Arabian Sea. Arabian Sea. And here there is artificial dockyard. This is something very unique, and this is largest man-made structure, artificial dockyard, where ship was hanged and then loading, unloading done, and it was transported to Mesopotamia or other places. So, artificial dockyard. Artificial dockyard. This is there in the Arabian Sea. It is connected to the Arabian Sea. So, in Lothal we do not have separate citadel, or there is a residential place, there is a market, and there is a industrial locations. There is a market and there is a industrial locations. This is how city was planned. So, residential place, market and industrial location, this is how the city was planned. So, we have artificial dockyard. So, obviously, Lothal was constructed for the trading purpose. It was a port city. It was a port city, and it was the latest city that came into existence of the Harappan civilization. So, this type of examples, this type of the options you can have in your paper. So, this is the latest city you can observe of the Harappan civilization, very designed to residential, market, industrial locations. Industrial locations, so all this. So, Lothal. Then subsequently, Lothal, we have the practice of double burial. Means in a grave, there is a skeleton of male and the female. But archaeologists, they are not at one conclusion. that what is the meaning of this double burial. Actually, this is not sati, but this is a double burial. Means when husband die, then put in the grave, then wife die also along with put in the same grave. So they did not die at a time, so this is called double burial. There is no practice of sati in the Harappan civilization. Okay, this is called double burial. Then Lothal is the only place we have found the terracotta statue of horse and cow. Horse and cow. Terracotta statue of horse and cow. The evidence of the horse is always very doubtful, but here we have found that terracotta. Terracotta means when the clay was mixed with the lime, and thereafter, after it baking, it comes with the lustrous color. So terracotta statue of horse and cow. Double burial. Double burial का मतलब हुआ that's the two skeletons in a single grave. Then Lothal is famous for polychrome pottery. Multicolor pottery. We have found a mini pottery from the Lothal having the multiple coloring. And on the potteries there is a depiction of the story, which is called a story of thirsty crow. That there is a fragments of the pottery, there is a pot inside broken and water level is very low and crow wants to drink the water, and thereafter putting the pebbles and then water level rises, thirsty crow. Likewise, we have the statue, we have the painting on the pottery of clever fox. Clever fox. A crow is sitting on the peepal tree, and the fox is praising crow for her nice singing, and thereafter the crow started singing, and then morsel fell down and clever fox carried away. So this story is there in the Panchtantra, which was described during the Gupta period. The Panchtantra, and Panchtantra is the largest selling book after Bible. You know how many languages it had translated, but it's the largest selling book after Bible. Of course, obviously before Harry Potter and others, but Panchtantra. Panchtantra was written by Vishnu Sazma, and he compiled much later, and then you can imagine that how beautifully this story was there in the society from generation to generation, or even before that. Then only when in the paintings of the Lothal you can look at these stories. So, polychrome. Lothal was famous for the polychrome pottery. So, this is the way that you can remember n number of facts. Lothal also, we have the seals. Persian Gulf seal. Persian Gulf seal. Persian Gulf seal. So that is how we can say that there was a tremendous trading activities going on, and through sea route, this is the only place where maximum trade was made. Maximum trade was practiced in the Harappan civilization. Through the waterways, they had excellent navigation capability, and they entered in the Gulf of Persia, they entered in the Gulf of Aden, and they had all trading activities, not only with the big civilizations, but other smaller civilizations also. So this is how the Harappan civilization and some other facts you can remember. And Rakhi Garhi, which is in Haryana, Hisar district, Rakhi Garhi, since 2 decades its center is keep on under excavation, observation, and this is the largest and most developed city of Indus Valley civilization. This presenter of the Rakhigarhi also exposed and also says that the depth of the civilization and the maximum concentration of civilization was there on the Saraswati river. So Rakhigarhi is the best non-Harappan civilization. Best non-Harappan civilization. This is center of Harappan civilization. Rakhigarhi. Okay. Most of the cities are there. So Rakhigarhi, we have found a skeleton whose DNA of that skeleton busted the myth of Aryan and Dravidian, that all the peoples living in entire India is of the single race, same race. So it busted the theory of Aryans and Dravidians. So skeletons of Rakhigarhi and its DNA finding. So we keep on updating all these factors in coming series. So today we have discussed about some facts and files of the Harappan civilization, then we'll discuss about the Vedic as well. So thank you so much for the day. Okay.